Hey, my Gen X friends. Well, I hope you all in the Northeast or maybe along the entire East Coast. What's going on? Oh, holy snow. It seems like the whole East Coast is freezing over. I wonder why. But anyways, I hope wherever you are, you're staying warm and safe. Or if it's nice out where you are, enjoy the shit out of it. So I've had some questions about, as a Gen Xer, the personal development journey. What do I mean when I say in the comments, like a spiritual journey or on a video? Self-awareness, that which is so key to bringing you peace and having a more fulfilled life and peaceful life. Self-awareness is huge. And going on a healing journey and a spiritual journey is a must. I think for most Gen Xers, because all we talk about is how fucking traumatized we are, right? From whether it's benign neglect, or maybe it's outright neglect, or maybe it's just no emotional support. Maybe it's just being feral, like myself, or maybe it's just, having difficult relationships with your primary family members. So you're like your mother, your father, just having like people who are overcritical, or just really being like pushed down or having to grow up too fast. So you know what I'm saying. We're Gen X. We've been 40 since we were 10. And unfortunately, what happens is we end up with a lot of beliefs about ourselves, about other people, and how the world is. And that can be, unfortunately, a lot of times they're more limiting than positive. So we hold ourselves back, we sabotage ourselves, we deny ourselves, we don't take care of ourselves, and we're stuck in this rut of just kind of like silent suffering in a way. And then there's this nagging feeling that there should be more to life than this, right? It's not life's a bitch and then you die. Like that's bullshit that we were told. Really, life can be fucking awesome. Most of us, I can't speak for everybody. Most of us had a great time when we were younger, even despite all the bullshit we went through and all the pressure we were under. And I know that a lot of Gen Xers still find a way to have a good time. I mean, I'm sorry. Look at our younger generations. They have the best sense of humor ever. Have you watched their videos and TikToks? They're so funny, especially now when the world's going through so much turmoil. And I'm sitting there going, you know what? That's Gen X, because we raised them right. But in all seriousness, the personal development journey, the spiritual journey, the self-awareness, what you call it, awakening, whatever you want, that journey is so well worth it. Don't let anybody tell you it's woo-woo, it's bullshit, it's useless, it's a waste of time, or it's weak. And dare I say the P word? Like, no, it has, even if you're a guy, this journey is so worth it. And I would say just as important for guys, because a lot of times guys are very suppressed, even though it looks like, oh, guys have all the freedom to do whatever the fuck they want. But a lot of sides of you are very suppressed. You're told to suppress a lot of your emotions, a lot of your thoughts and feelings, and sometimes the things that you're really good at, because you're supposed to do these other things. So for me, it was really tuning into books and videos, audios, podcasts that I identified with, that really felt good to me, that felt like, okay, this feels right to me. I feel totally aligned with this. So you have to check in with yourself. I'm not putting down therapy, okay? Therapy can be awesome. I know it can be a game changer. It can be a saver for many people. Go do that. I would never discourage anyone. I just happened to not lean on that in my own awakening awareness journey, because I just never found a therapist that I really vibed with and that I could only rehash the past so many times. So really the awareness and healing journey is about becoming fully present in this moment, because if we're in our heads so much that we're always thinking about the past and churning over that shit in our head, or we're looking to the future and stressing about that, we miss everything that's going on in the current moment. And we end up making decisions out of fear, out of frustration, out of anger, out of resentment, and nothing good comes out of that. We do not make our best decisions from there. So I listen to people such as, I'll give you recommendations of people and books that really helped me. One of them was Dr. Joe Dispenza, who wrote the books Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself and Becoming Supernatural. Highly recommend those books right off the top. They are, in doing his meditations, they're a game changer. I also listened to Eckhart Tolle, who wrote the books The Power of Now and The New Earth. It really, really great. I recommend the books. Listening to him is awesome, but his voice is so relaxing. He talks like this. So every time I try to listen to his videos, I'm like, good night. Now you can listen to people like Tony Robbins. I know he is a popular motivational speaker and a personal coach, and that's awesome. I did start out listening to Tony Robbins quite a bit in the beginning, but I found that as I became more self-aware and more grounded and centered within myself and more reliant on my own intuition to make my decisions and to guide my life, that kind of motivation just didn't feel good anymore. I'm not criticizing it, because if you're in a serious ass rut and you don't know what to do and you feel stuck, that kind of motivation can be awesome to help people kind of wake up a little bit and get out of the rut and have you start believing in possibilities. But after a while, I feel like that rah, 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 like, let's go, hustle and, get it done, 10x is just, after a while you realize that's such a kind of a toxic part of our American culture. And you don't need that anymore. Once you've crossed past that point and you've done that work, you just don't need that pump you up anymore. You're actually more pumped up by the silence, by the quiet, by going outside, being in nature, by just sitting in meditation or prayer, if that's your choice, whatever, or, really just learning how to take a pause, that magic pause before you do anything, instead of letting yourself be run by your emotions, by just whenever you're responding to somebody. So we're not reacting, we're responding. Whether you're making a decision, you're going to take a moment to think about it. I know our parents used to say, our grandparents, sleep on it. And I feel like that was great advice. Probably, advice I didn't really listen to when I was younger, but I think that means like taking that pause and connecting with yourself. And not, when I say connect with yourself, I don't mean weigh the pros and cons and go over everything in your head, because oftentimes your instinct is the right decision. The first thing you feel and you think about is usually the right decision. And we let the noise of like, gotta weigh the pros and cons, gotta make sense, gotta make a good decision, gotta go through the process. If I make a quick decision, that's irresponsible. That's all the shit we were told. We have been so programmed to ignore ourselves, our intuition, our inner voice. I call it sometimes my higher self, whatever it is. And when you listen to people like the Eckhart Tolles, the Joe Dispenzas, another one that I listened to was Bashar and Abraham Hicks. Those are actually motivational speakers who are channelers. So they channel another being, other dimensional beings, and it's really interesting. You have to just check it out, and it comes through. But it's basically all saying the same stuff, like be here now, be present now. All the answers are in the present, right? And so to just trust yourself and move towards joy. And when you do that, when you move towards joy and you're moving towards a higher kind of feeling or vibration, it's amazing how positive things come back to you. It's amazing how opportunities come your way. It's amazing how things just resolve themselves. Because I really feel as GenXers, we can get stuck in a never-ending, decades-long cycle of feeling like shit. It's like some level of shit. Either less feeling like shit, more feeling like shit. Somewhere we're just kind of frustrated and just feeling shitty and not really trusting anything and wondering when the other shoe is going to drop. And did you ever notice that us being that way never improves anything, never makes it better? And by the way, guess what? The shoe does drop. The other shoe always drops and we always get into more shit. So we just prove ourselves right. So when you become self-aware, you realize that your thoughts and your words really matter. And that another good one is Gabrielle Bernstein that I started listening to in the beginning. And when you realize how much your thoughts and words matter, it changes everything. It changes. It's a simple thing. It's free. It's easy to do. And it can change your life for the better immediately. I promise you. Let me know if you've done this, if you know what I'm saying, if you've dealt with law of attraction, manifestation, and let me know in the comments. Love you guys.